Alright, so you're wondering, is Kynseed worth buying when you have played Stardew Valley already? Because if you're like me, you have played Stardew Valley a little too much, and now you're kind of looking for another game that would maybe fill that void of not having Stardew anymore. So, let's go ahead and get to it. Kynseed. You can expect some pretty gorgeous art, blah blah blah. Okay? Lots of bugs. They joke at this a lot, and there's apparently no NPC aging and generation-based game mechanics. This is huge right here, because the whole premise of the game is that you age and then you take over another person's body, your kid's body or something like that, and then you continue on through the ages. So that alone, kind of a red flag for me. I've already played this a little bit, maybe an hour and a half, just to kind of see what this is. So okay, every morning you wake up and you have your tasks completed, which are given to you by your father for some reason. Blah blah blah. Alright, so the main thing about this. I like farming in Stardew. If you like farming in Stardew, you probably are not going to like this very much, because this reminds me more of the farming in Graveyard Keeper, which I have also played. But it's it's farming only in areas that are pre-designated. So right here, 4 plots, unless this maybe upgrades later on, I don't know. Right here, and right here. So 5 plots of 4 crops. So you can grow 20 things as far as I know. Just, that's not really that great. Alright, here's another thing. When you do get the watering can, here it is. And let me start out by saying this watering can is literally just floating in front of your guy. Which is weird because you go here, you take out an apple or a strawberry or something, and your guy holds up his hands like this, just like he would in Stardew. So obviously they ripped this from Stardew for that part, because I mean maybe it's in other games, but yeah, that's definitely a Stardew. Like if this isn't Stardew Valley right there, I don't know what is. So okay, you want to water your plants, okay? So I want to water up like this. Oh, it only goes down. Only down. One good thing is you can water all your plants at the same time if you stand there, but oh, let's water this way. Let's water to the right. Nope. Up. Nope. Only down. It's only down. That's it. Just only down. So, okay. This ain't a farming game, really. It's got some farming elements. It's farming elements, that's what I would say. And not very good one at that. Okay, so that's that. That's farming. Now fishing. Alright, Stardew Valley's got fishing as well. Now let's go find the pond. Alright, so we have found our pond. And in Stardew Valley, right, you cast... I'm sorry for comparing this so much to Stardew Valley, but this is pretty much... I mean, come on, this is pretty much like Stardew Valley. So, oh, I haven't caught a fish yet, have I? Nope, haven't caught a fish. That's because in this game, you have to look right over where these shadows are and cast your line near them and hope that you hit them. And you can only catch these little shadows in the pond, which honestly is actually kind of cool. I do like that you can only catch the fish that you actually see in a pond. So that's not the worst. But if you're if you're looking to find a ton of different fish, like you would in other games, this ain't it. You're never gonna see too many fish. It's always gonna be pretty much the same, and there's no way you can fish all day because, well, like in, Stardew. Geez, I need to probably stop saying that name, but there's 4 fish in this. That's it. In that one pond, just in that one pond. So that's not inherently bad. They did some differences, which isn't the worst. Now, one thing I will say that is kind of cool is riding your pig. But that's about where it stops. Because as far as I can tell, you're not going to get a barn. And you're not going to have an animal. You only can have like one animal, which is the pig. That's it. Just the pig. So, meh. The animal, just not that cool. Though you can ride it, which is kind of weird because I've only really been playing this a little bit, and you can already ride the pig, which it's kind of weird. You get a mount so quickly in this game. You'd think you'd have to do something first. Okay, so this brings me into my next topic here. See this right here? This little dandelion? Notice there's no clock. No clock up there in the top right. I picked the dandelion. Okay, now I can see the time. So in order to actually see the time in this game, you have to pick a dandelion, which is, I guess, too hard. But why do I have to find something to actually see the time in a game? That makes no sense. That just boggles my mind that I have to find something. And honestly, it's not the worst clock ever, but I feel like they should have just had a normal clock. I do get where they're going with this, trying to make it whimsical, like where it's, oh, you have dandelions in a clock formation right here on the top right of your screen, which is kind of cool in a way, but also kind of just annoying. What they should have done, honestly, what they should do is make an option where if you want to play like this, like where you can find dandelions and do that way, you can, but it's kind of weird. Just not really all that great of a feature. So, oh well, right? The next thing here is the map. So, this is the map, which it looks pretty cool. I like this. I like this map. But here's the problem. You have to find map stones in this map. For the whatever any area you're in, you have to find map stones, and sometimes there's more than one. So I have to find stones on the map in random locations that I have no idea where they are to actually see where I'm going. This is a huge drawback because I like to know where I'm going, and I don't want to have to spend 15 minutes looking on the map, which one is here and one is here. You have to find 2 map stones just for your own farm. That took me a little bit longer than I would have liked to admit. Maybe other people can do this faster, but that's not something I want to spend my time doing just to unlock a map. That wasn't fun. And I get maybe it's like, oh, you got to chart your map. Be like, you got to chart it out first. You got to see the area to really know it. But that's not something I really want to do in like a farm. I guess this is a farm simulation game, which I thought it was, which is kind of what it's advertised as, like, like a farming simulation slash mining slash fishing game. And it doesn't do that very well. Now, here are your tasks, which are, pretty standard. Don't expect much at the beginning of the game here. Deliver milk to Mother Hubbard, get a sickle, blah blah blah, fill a water trough for your pig. I mean, maybe there's probably other quests on that come along, but the problem is this game doesn't draw me in where I want to actually keep going to figure out where these quests are and keep doing these things. That's a problem, because there's so much apparently to do in this game, but none of it actually makes me want to keep playing. It has all these different things that you can do, but I don't want to do any of them, to be completely honest. Don't want to do any of these. Not really. So, alright. That's that. And then, you know, here's the skill tree. This kind of looks like it might be promising. I will give them that. Like, you catch things and you go and meet other people and do these things. But I'm never going to get that far in the game, because it doesn't have that draw that I felt with Stardew. And that leads me into my next point and why there's no draw in this game. Because this whole point is, right, you have relationships with people and you want to go and have kids with them, and then you then have those kids, and then once you die and this guy ages, right here, he ages, then you take control of your children. But here's the problem. There aren't any NPCs in this game that I want to talk to. None. They're all really bland. They all just kind of seem like they're all just kind of like... I mean, okay, so this is from the developers of Fable, right? Apparently some of them. Remember, if you ever did play Fable, you'd walk around the town and people would just be like saying random things. But they're like super shallow characters. That's how this feels. And they have funny things to say. Like, especially when you first meet them, they have funny things to say. But this is no Abigail. Mrs. Rules the Roost, blah blah blah. Go away. About time. That's it. That's pretty much all the interactions that are... That's it. Every single kind of one is like that. There's some characters that have one funny line when you first meet them, and that's it. Which gets I did laugh a little bit. I did laugh at a lot of things in this game when I first saw them. But once you stop laughing for the first maybe hour, that's about it. The town layout is kind of weird. You know, here's the guy that you talk to. Oh, you don't own the shop yet. Okay. I don't know why. Yes. Let's talk about the shop being owned. But these NPCs, they look like there's going to be a lot of them, but none of these NPCs have the quality of Stardew. There might be fewer of them in Stardew, but every single person in that game has a lot more to say and a lot more things and hard events, things like that make you want to keep talking to them and figure out who they are. Last thing, so that's all I'll say about NPCs. The last thing is the inventory system. It's not that bad, you know, honestly. I can't really say anything too bad about the inventory system other than this whole bar here. It's Stardew. This is kind of a Stardew wannabe, but that doesn't mean that this game's going to be bad. Maybe you like this. And I think that with more content on the way, if it actually does come through, because this is a small team of people, maybe they will actually pull through and succeed in what they're doing here, and maybe there will be more NPCs that I actually want to talk to, and quests that I want to do, and things that I want to see. But as it stands right now, this is not a Stardew replacement, and it really won't be. It honestly kind of just reminds me of Graveyard Keeper, which was fun for maybe 10 hours at best. I couldn't even get through 3 hours of this game before I started just getting really bored. That's it. 3 hours. I've poured so many hours into Stardew, and I always keep wanting to come back. And all this really, in the end, all this really made me want to do was start up Stardew again. Because Stardew does every single thing better. And I really hope that these developers get through and do what they want to do and accomplish those goals. But for now, this is a pass. Or a wait, really. This is a wait. A wait for this to be better. And that's it. Wait for it to be better. Hopefully it will. That's me, signing out. Hopefully this helps you, because I haven't seen any reviews on this that are just like this. So, have a good one, guys.